Oh, welcome to Not for Educational Purposes, where we take a random subject we know nothing about and attempt to understand more about it using the internet, while we careen off topic and see how far away from the original purpose of the show we can get. Please be advised, this podcast is so unhinged that we lost the door centuries ago. There will be nonsense, chaos, lots of giggles, and most importantly, swearing and possibly mild sexual content. You know, all the fun stuff, not for children. Listen at your own discretion.
There we go. Perfect.
Welcome to Not for Educational Purposes. I'm Kai.
I'm Jay.
And I'm James.
Yay, we're back.
Boop, boop.
Hasn't been that long. Has it been actually it's been just over 2 weeks this time.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right.
That's my fault.
We had some shit happen.
Life gets in the way sometimes.
Sometimes it really does.
It do be like that. It do be like that.
People don't think it'd be like that, but it do.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you had anything interesting going on in y'all's lives recently?
I don't know where to start.
I don't know. I'm trying to kick off something and failing at it miserably.
I've been working. That's the extent of my life. All right, friends.
Yes.
What do we have?
Oh, yeah. I
Questions.
actually had people send in stuff, which is great.
Yay!
And I really want to know about the very first one from Star Wars Gamers.
Oh.
With a Z. It's Gamers.
Ah.
Yeah.
So it's doubly cool.
He said the frickin' American cheese conspiracy.
American cheese conspiracy.
He did in fact
Ameri-
type out frickin'.
The American cheese what?
Yeah, the American cheese conspiracy. I need to know if this is actually a thing or if he's just goofing us.
What?
I didn't know there was a conspiracy about cheese.
Is it a thing?
It's government cheese.
Huh?
Government cheese?
Yeah,
It's the government cheese phenomenon.
What is that?
What?
Not what?
The Great Cheese Conspiracy. Hang on a second.
so it's just like craft?
Good question.
Wait,
The government cheese phenomenon and the American cheese stockpile. The US has too much cheese.
Wow.
what? So
Oh.
is it a conspiracy like we're hoarding aliens sort of thing? Or
I don't
is
know.
America
It says the US
actually
has too much cheese. You have 1.4 billion pounds of cheese.
That's insane.
Gross.
To get some of the cheese off the market, the US Department of Agriculture spent 47.1 million buying up roughly 22 million pounds of it since 2016.
Why?
Why don't they just give it to people who need to eat?
Just cheese?
I mean, it's better than not giving people food. And if we got a ridiculous amount of it, also crackers probably.
My friend, you're talking about the American government.
I know. High hopes. High hopes. Sheesh.
I have so
Says,
many...
speaking of that, says people talk about food assistance programs as if they were created to help people out. They
Yeah.
weren't.
What?
Yes, that's true, but almost all of the major food assistance programs were ideas that came from agriculture because we had too much of something.
That's terrible! No!
So they said, we don't care, we just have too much and cannot use it now. So
Basically.
Because that's their garbage now.
because America.
America.
I don't expect much from you, but I didn't think I'd have to lower the bar even further.
You know?
That's gross. Jeez.
Yeah. So as far as Google can tell me, that's the great cheese conspiracy.
Oof.
Is that there's too much of it.
There's still too much cheese? What? They couldn't have fed everyone all of the cheese. So what did they do with the other cheese?
What happens to cheese when it goes bad? Does it become fertilizer?
I don't think it goes bad. I think that's
Cheese
just
doesn't go
aged
bad?
cheese.
I feel like
I think
that's-
they just turn it into processed cheese.
What?
That does go bad.
This is hurting my brain. I'm not a fan.
I don't know.
Oh man, let me find
Uh,
something. Wait, what?
yeah, that's really all I can find about it. It's that there's too much cheese.
That's wild. Oh man. Okay. Let's move on from that. Or else before we dive too much into cheese. This a Skywalker. Why are we on a Star Wars theme? Said
I'm into it.
Yeah. Combat dolphins are a thing, which is amazing and tragic that we corrupted them.
Combat dolphins? Was it not enough to like fuck up dogs? Now we have to fuck up sea dogs?
Of course.
Yep. 'Cause-
Military marine mammal.
Oh,
Fuck
no.
off.
No.
M to the third degree.
I don't like this very much.
They've been trained for military uses. Examples include bottlenose dolphins, seals, sea lions, and belugas.
This is
Both the
awful.
United States and Russia, because of course, have trained and employed oceanic dolphins for various uses.
Isn't Russia landlocked? Or
What?
is it not? Does it have a coast? Does Russia have a coast?
Yes.
It does?
The top coast of Russia is the Arctic.
Yeah, but that's not like Antarctica is its own thing. Russia.
There's a whole side of Russia that almost touches Alaska.
No.
Yeah.
Russia's huge.
No, because
Russia's huge.
oh shit, it does.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at a map in so long. Oh god.
It's okay. There are
Oh,
still people
dear.
that think the Earth is flat.
There
so
was smoke coming out from underneath my headphones.
Oh,
And how
boy.
hard my brain was working.
oh no.
I mean, fair. Military dolphins have been trained to rescue lost naval swimmers or to swim headfirst into active deep sea mines because
No.
reasons. So, yeah, the military likes to kill dolphins.
But I'm here for the
Confirmed,
helping.
militaries are dolphin killers.
Mm-hmm.
No. Like, I'm here for the ones that, like, help save people and bring them back to
Sure.
land. But, like, don't kill a dolphin. That's rude.
I mean, like, I suppose in the same way that they use rats to hunt for mines, but also rats are light enough to not trigger the mine. So
How did they...
I feel like that's different.
Yeah, because they're not actually getting hurt.
Yeah, they're not actually getting hurt. They're just finding the mine, pointing it out, and going like, "Hey, I'm a rat, and I found a thing."
That's the cutest thing. Oh, man. Just have a little rat, like, hello.
Hello!
That'd be so cute. Oh, my gosh.
I am wee and small and fluffy and cute, and I have found a thing that could potentially kill you. You're welcome.
The amount of sass those mice must have.
Right?
They said, I found it. Thank you.
Yeah, excuse me.
Where's my cheese? I know you have enough of it. Okay.
You promised cheese. You have so much cheese.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I feel like rats with jobs, they, like, get fed better, and more consistently.
Yeah. They need to stop using dolphins
They're
for
making all that
anything.
cheese.
I'm upset about the dolphins.
As opposed to getting that bread, they're getting that cheese.
They're getting that cheddar.
that government cheese. I just thought they were talking about money.
Government cheese. That's where all the cheese went.
Should have.
The training rats and dolphins.
Sheesh.
Military rats.
Oh man.
Someone else sent in something called pink fairy armadillos, and I want to know if this is true or if this is something made up.
Oh my god.
Is it a thing?
It's cute.
Is it real?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Share with the class.
Just describe it to us, oh nerd.
The pink fairy armadillo, or I don't know how to pronounce that, is the smallest species of armadillo. And it is solitary, it is adapted to the desert, and it is local to central Argentina. and can be found inhabiting sandy plains, dunes, or scrubby grasslands. It looks like an armadillo, kind of.
Kind of?
Kind of.
It is pink, and it looks vaguely fluffy.
What?
Yeah, so they have small eyes, silky yellowish white fur, and a flexible dorsal cell that is, yeah.
What the fuck?
Is it?
That is so
It's cute.
It looks like a
It's
piece of
cute.
sushi.
Yeah, it does.
Sushi.
It looks
Oh
exactly
my
like
gosh.
Oh,
piece of sushi.
it's like it would roll up and be a little roll.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
You're so cute.
This is adorable.
It
has
is.
scales. It's like it has a fucking armor on. It's got
Yeah.
Ah.
his whole face. He's got a helmet and everything. It's so crazy. Like, but you see the
Yeah.
rest of the body. it's like
Have you
little
never
pill
seen
bug.
an armadillo before?
Maybe not. Maybe I haven't.
Have you never seen it?
I don't know. I thought I had. They look like fucking what are them things called? They're like, it's like a shield.
It's that one. It's
moves.
that one thing in
Ah.
the Road to El Dorado. It's the buddy, it's
Yeah.
the tiny animal buddy. Yeah.
I just didn't realize there was fur underneath the shell. I just thought it was a shell and it was like kind of like a stingray situation where it was all the same type of texture. You know, it was all made out
No.
of scales or something.
They have fluffy bellies.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
That is very cute. Oh my gosh. They're like little dinosaur rats.
Yeah.
Little dinosaur rats. Oh my gosh.
And then these are like the baby sushi version of that.
Sushi dinosaur rats.
Sushi dinosaur rats.
Dinosaur rat. Oh my gosh.
Someone draw that and submit it to friendlyneighborhoodchangeling@gmail.com.
Right?
Yes, please. Oh my gosh, that would be so
Need
cute.
a pink fairy sushi armadillo.
Oh my gosh, is tiger skin actually striped? Someone said tiger skin is also striped, not just fur.
What?
Not just the fur.
Yeah.
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 Is it?
That's how stripes are formed. That's how cats have different colors. It's their skin has different colors as well.
What?
Well, how come when somebody shave their head, it's just real pale? How come it's not? What? What the fuck? What do you mean?
I think it depends on the cat. So like you know how some hairless cats aren't just entirely pink, like they have splotches?
Yeah.
I didn't know
So
that.
if that cat had fur, that splotch would be a different color fur than the rest of the body.
What?
Oh,
No.
That sounds fake. I'll believe it, but it sounds fake.
Tiger
skin is striped.
That's wild.
I feel strange about
Like,
this.
you know how toe beans have different colors? Like sometimes they're pink and then some part of them are like brown.
Yeah.
That's what tiger skin looks like.
Is that what Dalmatian skin looks like? But with splotches?
I don't know. I've
instead
never
of
shaved a
stripes?
Dalmatian before.
What about zebras?
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows?
That's upsetting.
Are zebras white with black stripes or black with white stripes?
They're white with black stripes.
We know that scientifically?
Well, considering that all of the parts of the zebra that aren't striped are also white,
I thought the whole zebra was striped.
What?
I didn't know there was.
pretty
a
sure
part
there's
a
parts of
zebra
it that aren't.
weren't striped.
I don't know.
Some very good questions.
Look, I'm just here to
Zebras
learn.
are generally thought to have white coats with black / sometimes brown stripes.
Oh, wild. Okay.
That's because if you look at most zebras, the stripes end on their belly and towards the insides of the legs, and the rest is all white, see?
Ah.
Ah.
Yeah, so they're not striped all the way around. So their legs sometimes don't have stripes, and usually those parts of them are white.
That's wild.
If they were the opposite, then they would have black legs.
Sometimes my brain puts the zebra in the same category as it puts a unicorn. And does that make sense to anybody else?
Yes. Oh, like they're
As
not.
in it's a fictional magical creature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be real.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Did you know that the closest relative to the unicorn we have is the rhinoceros?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the land unicorn.
Love a
It's
rhino.
the land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Narwhals are the sea unicorns.
Yep.
Yeah, right. I was looking up tiger skin.
Tiger skin. Dude, are tigers orange with black stripes or black with orange stripes?
I feel like they're orange.
And they're orange with black stripes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in a similar fashion, the parts of the tiger that don't have stripes are orange.
Oh.
Or beige, or whichever color.
Oh yeah, because isn't one of them man-made? Like, didn't we make one of the tiger things? Like,
we made ligers. Are you thinking of ligers?
Lion tigers? We made ligers? They didn't have like that in the wild?
No.
Oh, gross. That's so gross. That's interspecies. I feel so
I don't like that.
upset.
I mean, we made mules too.
I hate that even
Oh yeah,
more.
I did know that. That's
The one that we haven't made is the fucking the polar bears and the grizzlies are getting it on now because the polar bears are being pushed out of the Arctic, so they're starting to mate with grizzly bears.
This is gonna be awful. We're gonna be all murdered by bears.
Yeah. Well,
We're
you
gonna
guys
be
are
murdered by
fine.
bears.
I have to be worried.
No, see, we're
Actually,
not gonna
no,
be
I
fine.
don't.
You're gonna be first, and then we're gonna be second. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, no, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. We don't actually have grizzly bears on the island, so we might be safe.
Okay. Yeah, and they have to learn how to swim well. It's a whole.
That's from being a
Well,
polar bear.
But the polar bears can swim, so if the polar bears start taking interest in
Oh,
us, then we
yeah.
have problems.
See?
Yeah.
Oh,
The polar
man.
bears would get with like their grizzly friends and be like, "Let me teach you how to swim," and they'll swim over to the islands.
Then we're fucked.
Kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not good.
bears. There's a video game where you can put bears on islands.
What?
There is a video game where you could put bears on an island of, like, you gotta put, okay. So you create the island, and then you put the stuff on it, and then you put the people on it, and then you put the bears. And the bears will migrate from one island to the other. It just depends on, like, how fast it is, and, like, if you have, like, different creatures over there. I forgot what this game was, but it's a real game, I promise. You can put bears on an island.
What? Oh wow, I'm very lost.
And that's how you kill the island. Everybody dies from bears.
Is the goal to kill the island?
What?
Is the goal to kill the island?
Yes and no. I don't remember what the goal of the game was. All I know is that eventually everything burned down or got eaten by bears. It looks like an 8-bit game. It's not. It's like, I think it's a computer game.
Oh, okay, so it's not Raft then.
What's Raft?
I'm trying to look it up now.
That's
find
a
this
game where
game.
people get eaten by bears. Like, you don't get to see the people. You see it from like a bird's eye view of like the planet or whatever, and like you get to spell out what the islands say, and like it's like kind of like The Sims, but
it's like a world builder, basically.
Yeah, it's a world builder that you can like put bears on islands and kill people. I don't know. It's also like you can't put it too close to the top or the bottom because that's like the Arctic places, and like people can't sustain life there. So like even the game kind of goes by that dynamic.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that game is, and I'm gonna stop looking it up.
Well, I'm gonna have to find it later.
That's wild.
If anybody knows what the answer is, please tell
help
one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have other planets, or were you just on one
I
planet?
think it's just one, and it's like almost like one of those games where like you cause a disease to kill people, but it's not a disease; it's bears.
Oh. I mean, that sounds kind of exciting.
I mean, it was fun. I remember playing it, and if I have dreamed this game up, don't know what I'm gonna do or how I'm gonna feel about myself after this, because I have a vivid memory of playing this video game.
I mean, then if you did, then you can make the game, and you can like.
Oh, that's so much work.
So
One of
like-
y'all do it.
Ah!
Somebody
That's the
listening.
idea.
Here's an idea for a game: bears.
Bears on islands. They
Bears
kill
on
people.
islands.
On a planet?
Yeah. Like you get to shape the planet and the islands. I guess you spell out like words if you want.
What words did you spell
I
out?
spelled out hell.
Of course. Naturally. What else are you gonna spell out?
You know.
Priorities.
What?
Like you'd have the people would sometimes swim to other islands if they were close enough. It was a whole thing. I gotta find this game.
If you dreamed this game up, that would
I'm gonna be so
the
upset.
wildest thing. This is so intricate.
I know the thing. I played the game. It's gotta be real. There's
It's
no
probably
way that
real.
it's not real.
We have to know now. Oh no.
The Bears game.
Time to move on. Yes. Are we ready?
Sure.
Okay. So, this person commented, freaking aliens. But actually, I'm really curious because this month, the government peoples were supposed to release more information on aliens or something. And I have seen not
one.
anything about it.
I mean, the month isn't over yet.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I thought they said June 1st. And, like, now it's just, it's already the 20th. Like, no information has come out, and that's really upsetting.
Yeah.
Some kid in Naruto.
What can we expect from the Pentagon's UFO report?
There we go. See? Told you. Aliens.
This was a Trump thing. Signed on December 27th. Said intelligence officials should submit their reports within 180 days, which would fall in late June. But as the Washington Post reported, it may not arrive on time. Two factors might delay the report's release. Agencies have missed similar congressional reporting deadlines in the past, and the provision is not technically binding as the language was included in the Senate Intelligence Committee's report on the bill, not the bill itself. In other words, it isn't a statute, but the agencies/departments generally treat report language as bill language. So it's originally supposed to come out end of June.
Oh.
But it might not.
You okay?
Yep, I slipped off the armrest.
Oh.
Because I was trying to shift. Now I'm embarrassed.
Why? Things happen.
Because I fell and made a loud sound.
Oh,
Oh no.
you're okay. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Aliens.
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 Are aliens real? Do we have
Yeah.
some sort of proof from people?
I think we discussed this last time, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah, we discussed this somewhat recently. It was the fact that there is simply the fact that we cannot be alone in the universe.
Yeah.
That it is it is statistically impossible for us to be the only life. However, to say that we are it's also probably statistically impossible that we're the only intelligent life. However, life comes in a lot of different forms, and it's probably going to be nitrogen based because oxygen's kind of garbage.
Oh. I have the memory of, I have the audio recording in my brain of us having this conversation, but I do not have the visual of us having this conversation. So I only slightly remember it, and it sounds familiar.
Fair enough.
That could be
I know
because
we
switched the room around.
Yeah, I know we did talk about it.
Yeah.
It may have been last session. I don't remember.
Maybe.
Aliens are real.
It's impossible for them to not be real. I just don't think that they're aliens in the way that we think aliens exist.
Yeah, that would make sense. Not little green men.
I don't think they're fancy people with super high-tech stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're probably just like us.
Which is why they also haven't, found us yet.
Yeah, or they've all lived and died already. I mean,
there's been a lot of unidentified flying objects over the years, and just in the time that we have had video cameras and stuff. There was stuff before then. There's ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs of aliens and shit. So
yeah, I'm sure there are always going to be phenomenon that we cannot explain because we're humans and we're dumb.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. That makes me really uncomfy.
All right. Do we have anything else that we're gonna look up today?
I don't know. I had an idea and I completely lost it.
I don't know.
Earlier. I think it was earlier in the week. That made sense. Yeah, I had ideas and then now they're gone. And that's all that people sent in this time. And I'm sad.
Well, do either of you have any weird facts that you know, or just things that you want me to look up?
Drawing a blank.
I know.
What's some stuff you like? Things.
Things and stuff.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Well, I'm gonna look up some fun facts then.
Some fun facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird things that seem like they wouldn't be true, but are.
The severed head of a sea slug can grow a whole new body.
What?
What? No.
So
Like
what?
worms.
Oh. Well, if you cut a worm in half, like, it creates 2 new worms?
No.
That's
What?
just killing a worm, I think.
No. If you cut a worm in half and the worm survives, then the half that has whatever the brain part is in it will keep growing.
The worm has a
It-
brain?
Well, whatever part of does the worm have a brain? That's a
worms
great
have
question.
brains?
Yeah. Is it in the
Do
little squishy
worms
part?
have
I
brains?
don't know. I'm confused as to why science hasn't taken from the lizards that if you chop their tail off, that they grow their tail back. Why haven't we taken the chemicals from that to try to regrow limbs and stuff for people that don't have legs?
So I don't know if it works that way.
Like, but somebody would be willing to, especially somebody that hasn't had legs for a very long time, and it's like a procedure they could possibly like do. That's like what? Why?
I'm sure someone's working on it,
What
but
if-
I don't know if.
It's probably illegal.
Well, that would also require.
Mad scientist type shit.
It would require a lot of like swapping of DNA, and the body really doesn't like that.
Aren't there different types of like syndromes that are better for like fucking with DNA?
Probably.
Like,
But a lot of it's one of the reasons why you can't graft someone else's skin onto your body. Like
What?
it's
What?
yeah, you
or
can.
not-
That's how
sorry,
you transfer
no,
like a
like-
stomach, right?
Huh?
it's
I watch a lot of
it's-
Grey's Anatomy. They be transferring stomachs.
it's a weird it's someone was talking about this recently. It was probably Hank Green.
That makes sense.
Great guy.
Like putting someone else's DNA into your body and like having your body absorb it, your body would freak out. Like it would treat that as a disease. It would look at that DNA and be like, that's not mine and needs to leave.
Oh,
And I think that's one of the reasons why cancer starts. Because your body starts thinking like, oh, that's not mine and it needs to leave, but it does it wrong.
yeah. The cancer, like, eats at other stuff?
It eats
Yeah.
itself. Like it's.
Mm.
I don't know enough about it to be able to talk about it.
But people
so.
do like
Yeah,
like
because you
transfer
can get
skin and-
transplant organs and stuff.
yeah. So like,
Well,
if you
I
can
don't
transplant
know-
organs, can't we just steal the DNA from that lizard's tail and just see if we could do some shit? You know, like I feel like we could try a little harder instead of making all this money off of wheelchairs. Maybe try to get humans to grow their limbs back, like a lizard.
Yeah. How does, like, organ transplant work if the DNA...
Like there's a
It's
high level
insane.
of rejection, like a high possibility.
There is a high level of rejection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You have to
sometimes
find
with the right
someone-
blood type, it works out really well, and they like live the rest of their life with that other limb or like with that area.
Yeah,
where they
but it
stick out
has to be. It has to be the right blood type, or it has to be the universal blood type.
So how about we
So-
use O blood and like do some shit? I guess because it's so scarce, you don't really want to.
Yeah.
If I had O blood, I would just be offering that shit to mad scientists everywhere. Be like, yo, can
Why
you?
mad scientists?
Because they're the only people that would be like, yeah, I'm gonna try to regrow your limb, make a Frankenstein. Fucking what? Regular doctors would look at me like I was insane. They would be like, we're not doing that. And I'm like, I understand why you don't want to, but I think I'm correct. So I don't see why you're not trying to grow back the limbs for these people. They deserve limbs.
Oh, man.
You know?
I mean, like I said, people are already fucking working on it.
Yeah.
Like this is not a new idea. This is something that I'm sure people have been looking at for a while.
Yeah.
I sure hope so.
Because starfish can do that with their legs, dude.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
a lot of animals
so-
that can do it, so if there's that many that could, evolution could take hold if we just start the process.
This
You know?
was reported in National Post in 2019. Newly discovered DNA switch could give people the power to regrow limbs. They found that in 3 banded panther worms, a section of non-coding or junk DNA controls the activation of a master control gene called early growth response.
I'm not sure that I like them.
Like
referring
salamanders
to-
and geckos and stuff.
Yeah.
I like this.
That sounds
I-
like a really computer jargon-y. And that makes me uncomfy.
It sounds like it's possible, and I am excited about the idea that it could be happening.
What,
I mean,
do you
it would be
plan
like
on
in
losing a
Dead.
limb?
No, but it'd be like in Deadpool, you know, where they chop his limbs off and he regrows them, and like he's got little baby feet. It would essentially be like that because then it would have to restart from the beginning, you know, and then grow to full size, which would take a while, but
Yeah, wouldn't that take years, or could they like speed through?
probably take
the
like
process?
10 years or something.
I'm currently regrowing my feet.
Like it's a longer process for bigger limbs, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah,
gotta-
so we also have early growth response, but it's produced when cells are stressed and need repair. So it's on a cellular level, but it's not on a large scale regeneration.
But if
Scientists
we
think that the master gene is wired differently in humans and are trying to find a way to tweak its circuitry to reap its regenerative benefits.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
So they're working on it. It's a very natural question to think. If a gecko can do this, why can't I? Yeah. So people are looking into it.
That's dope. Because what happens if you can then like regrow organs?
Then we wouldn't need to like.
We wouldn't need to transplant anything.
Yeah. We would just use stem. Well, that's what stem cells and stuff are for, right?
Is it?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, to regrow organs, and then like they use stem cells and like the possibility of now 2 females having like a all female child due to just bone marrow and stem cells.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's a weird pancake-like way of making a child, but
But they always come out with the XX chromosome, I feel.
Yeah, they will always be women.
that's dope.
Women can only produce women.
Yeah.
You know what? That
Which
actually
I'm fine
makes a lot
with.
of sense. For some reason. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Why would we want to produce men?
No, that's. I'm gonna skirt. No.
No. No.
So science is doing a lot of cool stuff. So now that
Yes.
we're learning that,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
dope.
Worms do have brains, but they are not particularly complex. Each worm's brain sits next to its other organs and connects the nerves from the worm's skin and muscles, controlling how it feels and moves. So if you cut off the parts, if you leave all the organs of a worm intact, it will regrow itself.
Where are the organs?
Just, they're in there. They're around.
So are they just like hanging out?
but you just said feels. Are you telling me that worms can feel things?
How do you think they go places?
I didn't put a lot of thought into that. I didn't question the motives of worms until right now. So
If
That's what this podcast
Yeah,
is
that's-
about.
I thought they just
That's-
ate dirt because brain said eat dirt to live. And
Okay, but how would they know where the dirt is if they can't feel the dirt?
they smell it, right? Taste it?
I don't
I
think
guess
they
that would be
smell.
some types of feelings.
But
I
how
meant,
are you
like-
supposed to taste something if
I
you
mean,
can't feel where it
emotionally
is?
feel. I'm talking about emotionally feeling things. Can worms
Ah.
emotionally feel things? Probably not.
Oh,
Right?
no.
Okay, cool. Just so I'm not crazy.
Feel as in touch.
Yeah.
They just need to, have emotions towards the dirt.
What if they like certain type of dirt over another? Then you would say that's an emotional feeling, right? Because they would go prefer that dirt over the other dirt that they were smelling that they didn't like. Because they'd be like,
Is
this one makes me
preference
feel better.
I think just being
Depending.
picky.
I don't know. I don't know. These are questions
I don't
for
think they're
worms.
that picky.
Oh, goodness. I mean, if they eat the same type of dirt a couple nights in a row, they might be uncomfy about it, but
You know, because what if eventually this just starts tasting like nothing and they're like, I'm sad because this tastes like nothing. And so they go to a different place. That's emotional feeling. That's sad feeling of not having the dirt
Worm
that they
having a
like.
sad feeling.
I
We don't
think
know
they're
everything
worrying
about worms,
that.
okay?
It's a whole worm culture.
I mean, have you seen the movie Ants? Okay, there's a lot of emotions in that movie, and I'm not sure how you feel about ants, but they kind of give me the heebie-jeebies.
I have not watched that movie. I've watched
What?
parts of it. And the reason I didn't watch it is because it creeped me out.
What about A Bug's Life? Come on now.
Are those the same movies?
No, so
No.
Ants and A Bug's Life are two different movies. One's got Flick, and one's got the other hard-headed ant dude who's not cool enough to be a big buff ant guy or whatever. I don't know. It's a very strange movie. I remember Bug's Life, though, and the caterpillar turned into a butterfly, but he didn't really turn into a butterfly because he just got these little weird wings on the back of him. He was still a caterpillar, which made no sense. It was very upsetting, okay?
Maybe he was a moth?
But he felt things. He said stuff, you know? Maybe, I don't know.
Look, I know people that say
This is an animated movie.
No, it was just like, it's just a huge caterpillar, right? Like, imagine a 2-3 inch long caterpillar that's fat, right? And then when he goes into his chrysalis, he comes back out of his chrysalis looking exactly the way he did before, except for now he's got 2 itty bitty, like less than an inch wings on the back of him, and now he's like trying to fly, but he can't pick himself up because he's still fat and he's still a caterpillar. Like, how did you not transition the entire way? I'm confused on what the chrysalis did to you that caused this malfunction in your wingspan. Okay.
Oh no.
I've been thinking too much. Help me. Oh man.
Did you know that babies have more bones than adults?
That's disturbing.
Why? They don't need them.
Yeah, so babies have like 300 bones or more than that, and then as you grow up, some of the bones fuse together. So you have less bones when you're an adult than you do when you're a child.
It's like the opposite of what happened to Pangea.
Yeah.
Pangea is...
Every bone was said goodbye.
Oh, what the fuck is that guy's name? I've forgotten it now.
Pangea? That's a...
No,
it was a giant continent.
Chia.
The guy who was born an old man and died a young man. It's a movie.
Benjamin
Button.
Yeah.
Pangea is Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
I never watched that movie, but I did think
Neither
it was
did
really
I.
creepy, so I learned of it.
I only saw him as an old baby man, and it scared me in the commercials, so I didn't watch the movie.
Understandable.
The heads on Easter Island have bodies
Where?
The heads-
underneath them.
Oh, so what you're saying is there was a whole civilization that, like, a whole bunch of land just developed over until the up to the neck was just dirt.
Yep.
So Atlantis is real, everyone.
Yep. It's on Easter Island.
Yep.
How did they figure that out?
They dug.
They dug and encountered bodies.
The way that has been said now makes me uncomfy.
They're made of stone. It's fine.
How do we know that it's fine? Maybe the stone people have feelings too. We're discounting all of the magical things now.
I mean, they could have been petrified by something. You never know.
Oh man, that Medusa.
That's where my brain went.
The moon has moonquakes.
What?
Oh, I knew that! Yeah! It has earthquakes, but on the moon.
Why? Why? There's no volcanoes, are there?
Yeah. It's got some sort of core.
What?
Moonquakes are believed by U.S. Geological Survey scientists to occur due to tidal stresses connected to the distance between the Earth and the moon.
That's cool!
Oh my god, are you saying the moon is emotionally dependent on us?
Yes.
So the minute that we like go a little bit farther away, it's like, no, come back, I miss you.
Like, oh, come back!
And so it starts shaking from anxiety.
Oh.
Now we got moonquakes.
Yeah.
Everything is alive.
The moon has a panic attack.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, poor moon. Oh man. Oh, what's your favorite planet?
I mean, just to piss everyone off, I have to say Pluto.
Pluto's the best planet.
Is that yours?
No, mine's the same as yours.
Saturn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Pluto is a planet.
You know Pluto's
Pluto's a planet.
Pluto has a heart on it. Did you not know that?
I didn't.
No.
Yeah, Pluto has a heart on it.
Like an anatomical heart or like a heart-shaped crater?
Like a heart-shaped different
Aww,
color.
it does.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Pluto is the cutest. It makes me very happy.
Ah.
Pluto heart. If you have
Aw,
never seen Pluto's heart, please Google it right now.
I like it. I like it a lot.
That's so cute.
Yeah, they discovered this with one of the most recent cameras that they sent out. I don't remember which one. It makes me very happy.
Oh, Pluto. Oh. Someone drew Pluto on Pluto.
Yeah!
What?
Pluto. The
Someone
dog.
drew Pluto the dog on Pluto,
Yeah.
the planet.
Here.
What's a...
Oh, okay. See, okay. All right. See, I was very confused.
Yeah, okay.
That's cute.
That makes more sense.
They took the heart and made it into a Pluto face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine someone drew a tiny cartoon Pluto and put it on top of Pluto.
That would also work.
Yeah. Oh man. What's a wild fact about Saturn?
Ooh,
Pluto's got its heart.
fun fact about Saturn. Saturn fun facts from NASA.
Nice.
Yes. Saturn's a gas giant, right? Like it doesn't have a solid surface inside.
That is correct. You cannot stand on Saturn. It is made of mostly gas. It has a lot of helium.
Yeah.
So it's like a pink, shiny, ghastly.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, that's cute.
The rings are not solid. They are made up of bits of ice, dust, and rock.
Mm-hmm.
The rings are huge but thin. The main rings could almost go from Earth to the moon, yet they are less than a kilometer thick. Other planets have rings. Saturn's rings are the only ones that can be seen from Earth.
Uranus
But other
has
planets
rings.
have. That is true.
Yeah, I think Jupiter has a small one.
Saturn could float in water because it is made of mostly gas.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh.
Concerns about the logistics, though.
Yeah, you need a really big cup.
You know, like how big is
Yeah.
Saturn in comparison to the Earth?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Saturn goes around the sun very slowly. A year on Saturn is more than 29 Earth years.
Wow.
Good lord.
But consequently, it spins on its axis very fast. A day on Saturn is only 10 hours and 14 minutes.
Huh. That's really fast, particularly for how big it is. Does its ring spin in the same direction as Saturn? Just slower?
If you consider, yes. So the rings are, think of the rings as like the moon, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So the moon spins in the same direction that the Earth spins because of gravity. So the rings also spin in the same direction that Saturn spins because of gravity.
I feel like I should have known that, and that was a dumb question, but I'm really happy I asked.
There's no such thing as a dumb question.
No dumb questions.
It's only a dumb question if you already know the answer.
Yeah.
That's fair. But like logistically, I feel like I could have figured that out.
Yeah, but you asked, so I said so.
Yeah. There's no harm in asking.
Exactly. Exactly.
I had a. Oh, did you know that? I think this is a fact, but I am not sure. This could just me being silly. That
We'll find out.
Scientists or whatever think that Jupiter was supposed to be a second sun to our solar system because of all of the moons that was circulating it, and it's a gas giant.
Sounds plausible.
I hope it's true because I've been telling people that ever since I thought I heard it from somebody.
It may be the biggest planet in our solar system, but it would still need more mass to turn into a second sun. Jupiter is often called a failed star because, although it is mostly hydrogen like most stars, it is not massive enough to commence thermonuclear reactions in its core and thus become a real star. So it's not big enough, but it is bigger than some suns.
Which makes
So it's a failure sun.
It's a failed sun, basically.
rude.
Maybe one day, Jupiter. You can get there.
Jupiter has to get bigger.
Yeah, it needs a Rocky montage.
Has to get swole.
Yeah, needs to go to a good trainer.
Become a jock. Say something like, Saturn, do you even lift, bro?
Oh, God.
Do you even lift, bro? I feel like Saturn would be very offended.
I feel
it's
like
the only
Saturn
thing-
wouldn't give a fuck.
Huh?
Well,
I feel like Saturn wouldn't care.
Well, because it's always lifting the rings. So it's
Yeah.
got the thing.
So he's like, I'm not worried about you, because first off, you're not big enough. Second off, I've got 7 rings that I've been lifting for God knows how long. Where have you been lifting? You just started lifting? That's cute. That's cute, Jupiter. Real cute.
Doesn't Jupiter have, like, 23 children, though?
Yeah.
What?
It gets a lot of child support.
Oh.
Sorry, 53.
Jesus Christ.
53 named moons and 26 awaiting official names. So Jupiter has 79 moons.
Oh my
What the?
What?
That's
That's
so
79
confusing.
children.
That's too
Uh,
many.
Saturn has more. Saturn has 82.
What?
Jesus Christ! You guys.
And rings. So Saturn is like super swole.
All the single ladies. All the single ladies.
I thought you said all the single lingles. I was like,
Oh my goodness. You know one of- what?
Jupiter would absolutely piss Saturn off all the time.
Why?
Because Saturn's his dad.
What?
Jupiter is Zeus, and Saturn is Cronus, and Cronus is Zeus's dad, isn't he?
Like their other names?
Yeah.
Oh.
Corona.
Because the Roman gods,
Were
the Romans
planets.
stole the Greek gods and then named the
Yeah.
planets, and the planets were named after the Roman gods. Anyway.
Yeah.
Saturn said, "Who's your daddy?"
You know,
Basically.
one of Jupiter's moons has volcanoes that erupt ice.
I mean, that tracks.
Yeah.
One of Jupiter's moons is also, I think, the closest other
Earth?
solar system thing to Earth-ish.
Oh.
I forget
What?
which one it is. Like one of the moons. Well, obviously, some of the moons have water on them, which they have to because ice. But because of that, it's like, well, how did the water get there? And like, was there life in the water? Because the water got here, and there was life in the water that got here, and like that's where the anyway.
Yeah.
For people like things, we need water to happen. Jupiter, moon, ice, volcano.
I just have the Big Bang Theory theme song stuck in my head now.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Fifth moon, Io?
What?
It is Io.
Io?
I don't know how to
Io.
pronounce that correctly, but Io is the most volcanically active body in the solar system. It spews sulfur.
And we think we could live there?
Probably not.
The closest to Earth in the solar system.
Oh. Okay. So, it spews sulfur, but it's so cold that the sulfur turns to ice, basically.
Oh. That's not good.
I don't know if it's real ice. It's not like water ice, but it is very cold.
So it's like lava ice?
Yeah.
Like
Weird.
slushy shit?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oy.
So are you telling me that if one of these gas giants just cooled itself off, we'd have a whole nother planet? Like, not
No, if
planet,
it warmed
but,
itself up.
Yeah.
And so if it warmed itself up, we'd have a whole nother...
But then we'd have to deal with the sulfur.
Yeah. So like effectively, when, because this will happen, when the sun starts to die, it will start getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And at one point, it will swallow the Earth. But at that point, the livable places in the solar system are actually going to be around in Jupiter's moons.
Oh.
So if human life still exists at that point, or if we've evolved into something else at that point, who knows?
That's essentially what I was asking, and I could not figure out how to
Yeah.
get there.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Yes. if all of that warms up eventually, that is where the humans would go. Because if it warms up, that means that the Earth is gone. The Earth is dead.
Well, you gotta start making space stations to get closer and closer to Jupiter, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I saw a thing on this space website and it's talking about star nurseries.
What about star nurseries?
That they're a thing.
Yeah. You didn't know about star nurseries?
What is
I mean,
Star
like,
Nursery?
I had an inkling, but I'm also not as obsessed with space as you are.
I really like space. Star nurseries.
I know, and I love that about you.
Yeah. They're like places of with a lot of gas and heat that stars sort of are develop and are born. Because
Oh.
it like pressurizes all the things and like mixes all the things together and they're like
Yeah.
put
It's
out.
like a certain area in space where.
No, they're just sort of all over space.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're different from nebulae, right? Because
Uh-huh.
nebulae do a similar thing, but not quite.
I think so.
Yeah, I forget what nebula have to do with nebulae. I was right. It is nebulae. Oh, they're produced by stars. Some nebulae form from gas that is already in the interstellar medium, while others are produced by stars.
Oh, cool.
So maybe they're produced when stars die. I don't remember. Oh, star-forming regions are a class of emission nebula associated with giant molecular clouds. So they do also produce stars. These form as a molecular cloud I can't speak. These form as a molecular cloud collapses under its own weight, producing stars.
Oh,
So there are star nurseries and there are also nebulae.
that's dope. Yeah, they're really pretty colors.
Something about that actually. The colors aren't real.
Yeah, they're the highlighting of different molecules so scientists can tell them apart. So they know what's in the nebula or the galaxy or whatever.
I'm frustrated.
So all
by
those
of this
colorful-
information.
All those colorful pictures of space are colorful because scientists need to differentiate between different gases.
So what you're telling me is the entire solar system was just a paint by numbers for scientists? I'm very upset. I thought Saturn was just that beautiful on its own.
Oh no, I'm talking about like stars, like deep space photographs.
Yeah.
I don't think I've
So
ever
the
seen a
solar
deep space
system-
photograph.
Yeah, the solar system are the colors that are the real colors. We can take photographs of those and they're in color because they're lit by the sun.
Okay.
But for like
Okay.
deep space photographs, like pictures of galaxies and stuff, the reason those have colors is because scientists have colored them to differentiate between gases and such.
Oh,
Yeah,
less confused
not
now.
quite as exciting, maybe.
Yeah, it's still a dope thing to learn about.
Yeah,
Yes.
space is very interesting.
I've really enjoyed this episode of the podcast because it was a lot about space, and that's my
Nice.
favorite thing. Do we have any like fun facts to end on?
Oh,
Did you know?
you
What?
carry on.
Did you know that? Well, you already knew this. We talked about this earlier, but the hand motion for phone is no longer the pinky and the thumb. Apparently, it is just a hand like pressed up against your face, like you're gonna smack yourself. Like it's just standing there next to your face, and that's how kids say phone these days, instead of with the thumb and the pinky and the three fingers curled in.
I don't like that fact.
That's a real thing. It's very upsetting.
I don't appreciate that.
No.
Well, you asked.
No,
I still think I think
I
of.
I don't like that.
I don't like it
No.
either. I'm trying to change it back.
Bring it
I have
back.
one.
Okay.
You lose up to 30% of your taste buds during flight.
I'm sorry, what?
They just go on flight mode?
Yeah. So this might explain why airplane food gets such a bad reputation. The elevation in an airplane can have a detrimental effect on our ability to taste things.
Oh.
What?
That's not good.
That's crazy.
The dryness experienced at high elevation as well as low pressure reduces the sensitivity of a person's taste buds to sweet and salty food by about 30%. add that dry cabin air affects our ability to smell and our ability of taste is reduced further. So it's not that the food is bad, it's just that we can't taste it.
Oh, our senses get turned off. That's awful. Oh man, just another reason to not fly. Just don't fly.
Yeah.
Go on a nice walk
I want to run away to Europe.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Unless
It's
you're
either
running
a
away
boat
to
or a
Europe.
plane.
Yeah.
I hate boats.
Unless
Boats
they
are-
create a shuttle, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, or teleportation.
Yeah, I'm for that. Boats and I are not friends
Why not?
because I get seasick.
Oh no!
Aw.
Didn't you have to drive a ferry to see somebody on the mainland every week?
Well, that was not so bad because that's not like open water. And those are really like I'm sure I'd be fine on like a cruise ship. But
Yeah.
like I can't. And the size of these boats are okay. Sometimes the water gets real choppy in the strait, and then it's like and I'm just kind of dying inside a little bit.
Oh no.
But most of the time it's fine. There is a different ferry that goes from here to the States, which I hate with a passion because it's small and it's going across not a super big like stretch of water, but the stretch of water is directly from the Pacific Ocean, so it's like kind of choppy and a little bit wavy, and I just get so sick on that boat, and I hate it.
You don't have to go on them a lot, do you?
No, if I can avoid going on that boat, I avoid going on that boat.
Just you come here. Come visit me.
Yeah.
You ride on the choppy boat.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would much rather take the ferry that goes. I'd much rather take the Canadian ferry and then drive to the States than take the US ferry.
I mean, is that ferry owned by the U.S.? That might be your problem.
I don't know. I'm
Might
not
be the
sure.
problem.
I don't know. I forget if it's owned by us or if it's owned by the States.
That's wild. Maybe it's co-owned.
But I have no idea.
Anyways, we hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Not for Educational Purposes with all of us, this trusty gang of three, to teach you things or sometimes not.
We did some space learning today.
We did do some space learning. That made me so excited. If you have a wild fact, feel free to send it in when I send out the Instagram thing. That's flickerspark_ is where I send that in. Or you can send in your wild fact to friendlyneighborhoodchangeling@gmail.com, and we will read it on the podcast. So yeah.
Yes.
Goodbye.
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 Burr, burr, burr.
There we go. Perfect.